Hari Om Nana, you can get started now.
Okay. Right. Om. Om. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Chaiva Tato Jayamudirayet. Atha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Atha Ekadashodhyayah Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Brahmara, would you like to take over?
Yes, Nana.
Okay.
1 minute.
Or I will start. You can take over whenever you are ready with the display. All right?
No problem, Nana. No problem.
Yeah,
Get started. Yeah.
Arjuna Bhuvacha Madanugrahaya Paramam Guhyamadhyatma Sangitam Yatvayoktam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama Bhavapyayo hi Bhutanam Shrutau Vistarasho Maya Tvatta Kamalapatraksha Mahatyamati Chadyayam एवमेतद्यथा तत्त्वम् आत्मानं परमेश्वरा द्रष्टुमिच्छामि ते रूपम् ऐश्वरं पुरुषोत्तमा मन्यसे यदि तच्छक्यं मया द्रष्टुमिति प्रभो योगेश्वर ततो मे त्वं दर्शयात्मानमव्ययम् श्रीभगवानुवाच पश्य मे पार्थरूपाणि शतशोधसहस्रशः नानाविधानि दिव्यानि नानावर्णाकृतीनि च पश्यादित्यान् वसून् रुद्रान् अश्विनौ मरुतस्तथा बहून्यदृष्टपूर्वाणि पश्चाश्चर्याणि भारत इहैकस्थं जगत्कृत्स्नं पश्चाद्य सचराचरं मम देहे गुडाकेश यच्छान्यद्द्रष्टुमिच्छसि न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्.
I'll take over from here, Nana.
Oh yeah, take over. Yeah.
Sanjaya uvacha evamuktva tato rajan mahayogeshvaro harihi darshayamasa parthaya paramam rupamaishwaram anekavaktranayanam anekadbhutadarshanam anekadivyabharanam दिव्यानेकोत्यतायुधम् दिव्यमाल्याम्बरधरं दिव्यगन्धानुलेपनं सर्वाश्चर्यमयं देवम् अनन्तं विश्वतोमुखम् दिवि सूर्यसहस्रस्य भवेद्युगपदुत्थिता यदि भासदृशी सा स्यात् भासस्तस्य महात्मनः तत्रैकस्थं जगत्कृत्स्नं प्रविभक्तमनेकधा अपश्य देवदेवस्य शरीरे पाण्डवस्तदा ततः स विस्मयाविष्टो हृष्टरोमा धनञ्जयः प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं कृताञ्जलिरभाषत अर्जुन उवाच पश्यामि देवांस्तव देवदेहे सर्वांस्तथा भूतविशेषसङ्घान् ब्रह्माणमीशं कमलासनस्थं ऋषींश्च सर्वानुरगांश्च दिव्यान् अनेकबाहूदरवक्त्रनेत्रं पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतोनान्तरूपं नान्तं न मध्यं न पुनस्तवादिं पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूपा किरीटिनं गदिनं चक्रिणं च तेजोराशिं सर्वतो दीप्तिमन्तं पश्यामि त्वां दुर्निरीक्ष्यं समन्तात् दीप्तानलार्कद्युतिमप्रमेयम् त्वमक्षरं परमं वेदितव्यं त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानम् त्वमव्ययः शाश्वतधर्मगोप्ता सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे अनादिमध्यान्तमनन्तवीर्यम् अनन्तबाहुं शशिसूर्यनेत्रम् पश्यामि त्वां दीप्तहुताशवक्त्रं स्वतेजसा विश्वमिदं तपन्तम् द्यावा पृथिव्योरिदमन्तरं हि व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वाः दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मन् अमीहि त्वां सुरसङ्घा विशन्ति केचिद्भीताः प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति स्वस्तीत्युक्त्वा महर्षिः सिद्धसङ्घाः स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः रुद्रादित्या वसवो ये च साध्या विश्वेश्विनौ मरुतश्चोत्तमाश्च रुद्रादित्या वसवो ये च साध्या विश्वेश्विनौ मरुतश्चोष्मपाश्च गन्धर्वयक्षासुरसिद्धसङ्घाः वीक्षन्ते त्वां विस्मिताश्चैव सर्वे रूपं महत्ते बहुवक्त्रनेत्रं महाबाहो बहुबाहुरुपादं बहुदरं बहुदंष्ट्राकराळं दृष्ट्वा लोकाः प्रव्यथितास्तथाहम् नभस्पृशं दीप्तमनेकवर्णं व्यात्ताननं दीप्तविशालनेत्रं दृष्ट्वा हि त्वां प्रव्यथितान्तरात्मा धृतिं न विन्दामि शमं च विष्णो दंष्ट्राकरालानि च ते मुखानि दृष्ट्वैव कालानलसन्निभानि दिशो न जाने न लभे च शर्मा प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास अमी च त्वां धृतराष्ट्रस्य पुत्राः सर्वे सहैवावनिपालसङ्गैः भीष्मो द्रोणः सूतपुत्रस्तथासौ सहास्मदीयैरपि योधमुख्यैः वक्त्राणि ते त्वरमाणा विशन्ति दंष्ट्राकरालानि भयानकानि केचिद्विलग्ना दशनान्तरेषु सन्दृश्यन्ते चूर्णितैरुत्तमाङ्गैः यथा नदीनां बहवोऽम्बुवेगाः समुद्रमेवाभिमुखा द्रवन्ति तथा तवामि नरलोकवीराः विशन्ति वक्त्राण्यभिविज्वलन्ति यथा प्रदीप्तं ज्वलनं पतङ्गा विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगाः तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकाः तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः लेलिह्यसि समानः समन्ताः लोकान् समग्रान् वदनैर्ज्वलब्धिः तेजोभिरापूर्वजगत्समग्रं भासस्तवोग्रा प्रतपन्ति विष्णो आख्याहि मे को भवनुग्ररूपो नमोऽस्तु ते देववर प्रसीद विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यं न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम् श्रीभगवानुवाच कालोऽस्मि लोकक्षयकृत् प्रवृद्धो लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः ऋतेऽपि त्वां न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे येव स्थिताः प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम् मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन् द्रोणं च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च कर्णं तथान्यापि न योधवीरान् मया हतास्त्वं जहिमां व्यथिष्ठा युध्यस्व जेतासि रणे सपत्नान्
Hari Om. Shall I take over?
Yes, Nana.
Okay. Sanjaya Uvacha Etachrutva Vachanam Keshavasya Krutanjalirvepamana Kiriti Namaskritva Bhuya Evaha Krishnam Sagadgadam Bhita Bhita Pranamya Arjuna Uvacha Sthane Hrushikesh Tava Prakirtya Jagat Prahrushyatyanurajyate cha Rakshamsi Bhitani Disho Dravanti Sarve Namasyanchita Siddha Sanghaha Kasmachate Nanameran Mahatman Gariyase Brahmanopyadhikatre Anantadevesh Jagannivasa Tvamaksharam Sadasattatparam Yat Tvamadideva Purusha Puranaha Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dhama Tvaya Tatam Vishwamanantarupa Vayuryamogni Shashankaha Prajapatistvam Prapitamahascha Namo Namaste Stu Sahasrakrutvaha Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste Namah Purastad Adha Prushtataste Namostute Sarvata Eva Sarva Ananta Virya Amita Vikramastvam Sarvam Samapnoshi Tatosi Sarvaha Sakheti Matva Prasabham Yaduktam He Krishna He Yadava He Sakheti Ajanata Mahimanam Tavedam Maya Pramadat Pranayena Vapi Ecchavaha Sadhama Satkrutosi Viharashayasana Bhojaneshu Ekodhamapyachyuta Takshamaksham Tarkshamaye Tvamaham Aprameyam Pitasi Lokasya Characharasya Tvamasya Pujyasya Gururgariyan Natvatsamotsyapyadhika Kutonyaha Lokatrayepi Apratima Prabhava Tasmat Pranamya Pranidhaya Kayam Prasadaye Tvamahamisha Medyam Piteva Putrasya Sakheva Sakyuhu Priya Priyayarhasi Deva Sodhum Adruštapurvam hrushitosmi društva भयेन च प्रव्यथितं मनो मे तदेव मे दर्शय देवरूपं प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास किरीटिनं गदिनं चक्रहस्तम् इच्छामि त्वां द्रष्टुमहं तथैव तेनैव रूपेण चतुर्भुजेन सहस्रबाहो भव विश्वमूर्ते श्रीभगवानुवाच मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदं रूपं परं दर्शितमात्मयोगात् तेजोमयं विश्वमनन्तमाद्यं यन्मे त्वदन्येन न दृष्टपूर्वं न वेदयज्ञाध्ययनैर्न दानैः न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः एवं रूपशक्य अहं नृलोके द्रष्टुं त्वदन्येन कुरु प्रवीर मा ते व्यधा मा च विमूढभावो दृष्ट्वा रूपं घोरमीदृङ्ममेदं व्यपेतभिः प्रीतमनः पुनस्त्वं तदेव मे रूपमिदं प्रपश्य Sanjaya Uvacha Ityarjunam Vasudevastadhoktva Swakam Rupam Darshayamasa Bhuyaha Ashvasayamasa cha Bhetamenam Bhutva Punas Samyavapur Mahatma Arjuna Uvacha Društvedam Manusham Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardana Idanimasmi Samvruttaha Sacheta Prakritim Gataha Shri Bhagavanuvacha Sudurdarshamidam Rupam Drushtamanasya yanmama deva apyasya rupasya nityam darshana kankshinaha naham vedairna tapasa nadanena na chedyaya shekya evam vidho drashtum drushtamanasi mam yatha bhaktya tvananyaya shekyaha aham evam vidhodjuna ज्ञातुं द्रष्टुं च तत्त्वेन प्रवेष्टुं च परन्तप. Now we'll get back to 48th verse. 48 and 49, these two are the Arjuna's last two verses. Na veda yajñācchayana dānaihi, sorry, Bhagavan's. Na chakriya bhirna tapo bhirugraihi, evam rupa shakya aham duloke, drashtum tvadanyena kuru pravira. That is what Bhagavan has said. Okay, not by the Adhyayana of Vedas, not by Yajna, Yagas, etc., not by Dana, not by Tapobihi, Nacha, Kriyabihi, Ugraihi. Kriyabihi, Ugraihi, like I was mentioning to you yesterday, that Chandrayana Vratam. Okay, Dr. Brahmara was asking how to ensure it is 1/5 less, 1/5 more like that, which I have answered. But I would like to hasten to add in this, I request all of you not to undertake any kind of such vratams, because we are all mumukshus. We are not people who are wedded to ugratapaha. We are people who have learned from the 6th chapter of the Gita, Yuktahara viharasya, Yukta cheshtasya karmasu, Yukta swapnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Then only yoga will be possible, which will be dukkhaha, which will remove all dukkhas. So we must conform to that verse and not undertake this ugra Chandrayana vratas, etc. Not only that, see, we were all mumukshus, and for our endeavors to know who we are, the Sharira, which is Kalu Dharma Sadhanam, that ought to be protected properly by all of us. We should not undertake these kind of ugra tapas. These are meant for such of those people, like it was mentioned in the 2nd chapter, Kamatmanaha Swargaparaha, people who think that Swarga is the supreme thing to be attained, etc., they may undertake these. We are not interested in all those things. That's my sincere request to all of you. Please do not entertain any thoughts of these kind of vratas. Okay? So, na tapo birugraihi, not by study of the Vedas or rituals, not by charity, not by performing rituals, not by severe austerities, can I in this form be seen in the world of men by anyone other than you, O bravest of the Kurus. This is what was pronounced by Bhagavan. Then continuing in the next verse, Bhagavan has said what? Mate vyatha macha vimodha bhavaha društva rupam ghorame drungmamedam vipeta bhi pritamana punastvam tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. Okay, tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. Hey Arjuna, don't be afraid. Mate vyatha macha vimodha bhava. Get rid of your confused state of mind. Can I see the Tatparya of Brahmara? We covered these verses. We'll quickly run through. May you not have fear, and may you not be confused seeing this type of frightening form of mind. Being free from fear and pleased again, may you see that particular form of mind which is, like you said, pleasing to you. Now, Sanjaya Vacha. Ityarjunam Vasudevastadoktvā swakam rūpam darshayāmāsa bhūyah āshvāsayāmāsa ca bhītamenam bhutva puna saumya vapur mahatma. Then what did Sanjaya say? Sanjaya said, Sanjaya is telling whom? Telling to the blind king Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya Uvacha. Iti thus Vasudevaha Krishna Arjunam, Arjuna to Arjuna, Tadha Uktva, having spoken thus, Bhuyaha again, Swakam Rupam, his own form, Darshayamasa, he showed, Cha, and Mahatma, the Lord, Punaha again, Soumya Vapuhu, has become the pleasing body which was familiar to Arjuna. Bhutva, having become Bhetam Enam. That person who is frightened of his Vishwarupa, Ashvasayamasa, consoled him. He consoled him. Thus, Krishna, having spoken in this way to Arjuna, showed his own form again and consoled him. Showed his own form again means what was the form available for Arjuna's witnessing before the Vishwarupa was shown, that is the own form, and consoled him who was frightened, having once more become the Lord with a pleasing form. Okay? And Sanjaya exists, and Bhagavan takes Arjuna Vavacha. Okay, Arjuna Vavacha. Drishtvedam Manusham Rupam. Incidentally, Brahmara, don't mistake me. There were couple of verses with this word. You have inadvertently pronounced that as drashta. Drishtva. Drishtvedam. Okay, just that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Drishtvedam manusham rupam tapasomyam janardana idanimasmi samruttaha sacheta prakritim gataha. Arjuna is consoled. Not only that, he openly says that he has regained his peace of mind. Arjuna Bumacha, Janardana, hey Krishna, Tava of yours, Drishtva, seeing, Idam Saumyam Manusham Rupam. Saumyam, we all know what is Saumyam. Very pleasing. Manusham, we know. Manushya, Rupam, this form. Idanim, now. Aham Asmi Samrittaha. I have become Sachetaha. The original Chetas of mine, which was very cheerful, and always listening to your music from the flute, Sachetaha, Prakritim Gataha, and I have reached my original condition. Arjuna said, seeing this pleasing human form of yours, Krishna, now I have become cheerful and restored to my original nature. See how quickly the mental stature has changed from Arjuna's frightened mind, okay, a frightened mind, a mind which is confused, a mind which was in utter conflict, that has regained composure, and he is cheerful again, which he confesses. I was earlier frightened, now I am pleased with you, Arjuna said. Now, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Here, on this verse, I mentioned something yesterday. I wonder whether people have mistaken me. When I was mentioning about Mahatma Ghantasala, I was not finding fault with him. I was only kind of conveying my appreciation of that Mahatma's era. In spite of the era, it has to fitted him. As
He
though
sang
fitted
it
him.
as Sudarshanam idam rupam.
Correct. As though fitted in chandas wise and also meaning wise, it is not too
deviant from
inappropriate for the chapter. What Bhagavan said is Durdarsham idam rupam. Durdarsham is what? Very difficult to see. Difficult to see. Durdarsham is difficult to see. Sudurdarsham is very, very difficult to see. Sudurdarsham idam rupam. What Mahatma Ghantasala said? Sudarshanam idam rupam. Oh, very, very nice rupam. Sudarshanam idam rupam. This darshana of Vishwarupa is very, very good. That is what is said, and it is indeed very good. And that is what Arjuna said initially. Before he was frightened, he was overtaken with fear and conflict in his mind. Conflict because he was seeing Bhishma, Drona, etc., all these being chewed by Bhagavan. He could not withstand all those things. Okay? Till then, he was okay, kind of. Sudarshanamidam rupam drushtavanasi yanmama. We're all very thankful to Ghantasala Mahatma for having rendered, I think, 108 verses. He has kind of handpicked those and chanted beautifully. Chanted them very, very, very nicely. Sudarshanamidam rupam, sudurdarshamidam rupam, drushtavanasi yanmama, deva apyasya rupasya, nityam darshana kamshinaha. What is Bhagavan saying? Shri Bhagavan said, Sudurdarsham, very difficult to see, idam rupam, this form, mama, of mine. Drushtavan, asi, but you had seen, you are the one who has seen, yet Devaha api, this form of mine which you had seen, this Devaha api, even the gods, asya rupasya, of this form, nityam. Nityam means not every day, always. Okay? Forever they want to see. Whenever they switch on their eyes are say divya chakshuhu, unlike Arjuna's. Okay? Nityam darshana kankshinaha. They are desirous of seeing. Devaha nityam darshana kankshinaha. Sri Bhagavan said, you have seen this form of mine, which is very difficult to see. Even the gods always remain desirous of seeing this form. The form which Arjuna has just seen, Krishna tells him, is seen only with great difficulty. Sudurdarsham. It is not easily available for perception, and it is in fact almost impossible for others to see. Nevertheless, you are the one who has seen it. What is the special qualification of Arjuna? What is so great about Arjuna? Is he Saka, Krishna Saka? Or is he the brother-in-law of Krishna? Or is he the Bandhava of Krishna? Is it because of that?
Because he was his Shishya.
He is a Shishya, and in this context, he has become the Bhakta also. He has become the Bhakta. This, what Bhagavan is saying, is a kind of a prelude to the next chapter. It's a prelude to the next chapter. Nevertheless, you are the one who has seen it. Drishtvan asitvam. Even the gods have a constant desire to see this form. Devahapi asya rupasya nityam darshana kankshina. They are always praying for such a cosmic form. You are lucky, Arjuna, because you have seen something which nobody else has seen. That is what Krishna wants to convey here. Why is he lucky? Why is he lucky? Because even devas cannot see. Naham vedairna tapasa na danena na chejyaya shekyayevam vido drashtum drishtavanasi mam yatha. Na aham drashtum shekyaha. I cannot be seen. Evam vidaha, in this form, in this way. Vedaihi, by the Adhyayana of Vedas. Earlier also this was mentioned. So Bhagavan is kind of emphasizing what he has said earlier. Okay? I think he has said this earlier. na vedadhyayanaihi, na tapobhirugraihi. I forgot what that verse is. That is the 44th verse. In the 44th verse, Bhagavan has said, Naved
48th
yajna.
verse. 48th verse.
48th verse. 48th verse, what he said was, Naveda yajna adhyayana danaihi. Naveda yajna adhyayana. Yajna adhyayana. You get by heart the procedure and process of doing yajna, all those adhyayana, or some chapters of the Vedas you get by heart, Veda adhyayana, na danena, na chejaya, etc. All those things have been mentioned. Now Bhagavan is kind of emphasizing the same fact and telling Arjuna, it is bhaktya. Bhaktya tvananyena naham vedairna tapasa nadanena na chejaya shakya evam vido drishtum drishtavanasi mamyatha. Then the 54th verse. You have seen, you are lucky, and by yourself, like I cannot be seen in this form by anybody, by study of Vedas, not by ascetic practices, not by charity, not by worship. You are the one who has seen me in this way. Not even by worship. What does it mean? A mere worship need not be bhakti. That is what Bhagavan is saying. We must understand the underlying influences of Bhagavan's Vakyas, nor by mere worship. All of us do that worship. We offer patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, all those. We chant so many things. We light the lamp. We offer prasadam. And that is all worship. But that need not be bhakti. Without any of these, it can be intense bhakti also. That is what Bhagavan is conveying, nor by worship. You are the one who has seen me in this way. Next verse. Bhaktya, see, he is coming. Bhagavan is hitting the nail on the head. Bhaktya tvananyaya shikyaha aham evam vidodhyuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Praveshtum cha parantapa. You enter. You enter where? You enter into my being. How can you enter into my being unless you realize that you are my being? There is no question of a physical entry. It's not like it is shown in the movies. Some lamp goes from the extinguished body of a Mahatma and enters Paramatma. These are all forever for us to witness and understand. This is being conveyed like this. There's no other way to convey. You can't have some set of slokas there in the movie. That is how it is shown, that is portrayed, it is all right. I'm not finding fault with that portrayal, but what I am saying is, it is not just that. That praveshtum chaparantapa is like, there are a lot of waves in the ocean. Each wave, big and small, thinks of its identity and thinks it is different from all other waves. And when the wave realizes it is but the oceanic water and its form is subject to destruction, but the oceanic water content, the content of it is indeed the swarupa of the wave, is indeed the swarupa of the ocean. When the wave realizes that praveshtum cha parantapa, that pravesha will happen. That pravesha is one of realization. How? Jnanena. Jnanena. What is that verse in the Atma Bodha we picked up? Pakasya vannivat jnanam vina vidyate. No matter what, so many ingredients you may have readied at the kitchen table, whatever vegetables, whatever fruits, whatever condiments, whatever spicy stuff, all those things you cut and very nicely arranged in various crucibles, and all those things are not food. For it to become food, pakasya vannivat, like fire is for that pakam. Jnanam vina moksho na sijyate. Without jnanam, there is no moksha. You do what you like. You do hatha yoga, you do whatever yoga, etc., etc. All those things are only to delude you into keep on doing all those funny things which will not liberate you. Mokshasya jnanam vina moksho na sijyati. That was very, very clear. Because why it is clear is it's easily understood by us. What is our problem? Our problem is what? Our true nature, our real nature, we have as though forgotten. And why did we forget? Ajnanena avrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha, in the 5th chapter. Ajnanena jnanam avrutam. This jnanam which we have jnanam, but that jnanam is covered up by ajnana. Tena, because of this reason, jantavaha means people like us. Jantavaha muhyati, tena jnanena avrutam jnana. Tena muhyanti jantavaha. They will be deluded. That is, so our effort is towards what? To remove that ajnanam. And how can ajnanam be removed? Like, how can darkness be removed? By you lighting a lamp, the darkness is removed. You need not do anything else. Here, what you need to do is Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Shraddha you ought to have, and that Shraddha Van Labhate Jnanam Tatpara Samyatendriyaha Jnanam Ladva Param Shantim Achirena Adhigachyati. You try to remember the verse in the 4th chapter. This, when the jnana dawns, ajnana runs. That is what is required. So this praveshtumcha parantapa, that pravesha is like this. It is like darkness dispelled by a mere lamp, by the lamp of jnana, by the lamp of atma jnana. Bhaktya, but with devotion, ananyaya, in which there is no other. That means what? In which there is no other means what? In the day, we keep on doing so many things. Out of that, this, our worship of Bhagavan, Bhaktya, is perhaps one of those things. It should not be like that. It should not be perhaps one of those things. No matter what you do, never forget Bhagavan. No matter what you do. Maya sarvani karmani sanyascha adhyatma chetasa nirashihi nirmamo bhutva yujyasva vigatajvaraha. In the 3rd chapter, if you recollect the verse, that is the foundation for karma yoga. Maya sarvani karmani sanyascha. That whatever you do, I am interested in your attitude. You need not sit at the puja room, the pious place of your house. Need not. Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yajjuhoshi, dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madharpanam. These are the foundation stones for karma yoga. And its bhakti is nothing other than your karma yoga anushtanam and your trial for jnana samuparjanam. These two together is bhakti. Nothing else is bhakti. You are lighting a lamp and offering prasadam and ringing the bell, etc. All those things are need not be bhakti. They need not be bhakti. Okay? Without these, you can be the greatest of bhaktas. Like some Mahatmas have been, like Kabir. A lot of Mahatmas have been without these accompaniments. These accompaniments are as though adding fuel to the fire for our ego. We must understand that what we do is not so important. How we do is very important. Bhaktya with devotion, ananyaya, in which there is no other. That is avyabhicharini bhakti. This Bhagavan is going to say a number of times henceforward. Avyabhicharini bhakti. That kind of a bhakti which does not waver, which does not go from deity to deity, and for you are obtaining a desire after desire, etc. That is Vyabhicharini bhakti. That is no bhakti at all. This is ananyaya bhakti. Hey Arjuna, evam vidaha, in this form, aham jnatum drashtum cha shakyaha. It is possible for you to know me and see me. Know me and see me is what? See me is what? This is indicative of what we are picking up through the Shastra and through the Guru Vakyas. Paroksha Jnanam, is it not? So Aparoksha Jnanam Kadham Bhavati, how can be known and seen? Seen means Aparoksha Jnana. You will gain that Aparoksha Jnana. Prachaksha Jnana, that is it. Okay? Tatvena Praveshtum cha. Tatvena means in reality. In reality. Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha, ubhayorapi drushtontaha, tvanayoho tattvadarshibhihi. That tattva, that reality is seen by those Mahatmas who know that sataha abhavaha na vidyate, asataha api bhavaha na vidyate, iti kopi jnayate. Those people are Mahatmas. Tattvadarshibihi, that tattvena, in reality, praveshtum cha, can be entered into in reality. Parantapa, O sculpture of enemies. But with devotion, in which there is no other, it is possible, O Arjuna, that I can be known and seen and can be entered into in reality. O sculpture of enemies. Now we are entering the ultimate sloka of this chapter. Wonderful sloka this is. This, if you understand this sloka, okay, this is all karma yoga, this is all bhakti yoga, and this is all jnana yoga. So whatever the yoga means, what? The topic of karma yoga, the topic of bhakti yoga, bhakti, the topic of jnana. In the third chapter, Bhagavan has said what? To Arjuna's questions, Lokesmin vividha anishta pura prokta maya naga, jnana yogena sankhyanam, karma yogena yoginam. For people like us, karma yogena yoginam. He did not mention any other way. Jnana yogena sankhyanam. Sankhyanam means sannyasinam. People who have given up all other activities and they are wedded to the knowledge of Atma alone. Jnana yogena sankhyanam, karma yogena yoginam. For people like us, it is karma. Now in this 55th verse, Bhagavan is saying what? Mat karma krun mat paramaha, mat bhakta sangha vajjitaha, nirvaira sarva bhuteshu, ya samameti pandava, yaha huyava. Huyava is there conforming to all these things said earlier, yaha, whoever is there, saha, that fellow, mameti Pandava, he will attain to me only, Arjuna. Who is that fellow? Who will attain to him? Who is that great Mahatma? Who is that great Bhakta? Who is that Mahajnani? All those things are mentioned here in the first line and part of the second line. Mat karma krun. Hey, do all activities for my sake. All activities for my sake. In the short form of the Gita Mahatmyam, there is one verse which says, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam, Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva, Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani, Karma Pyekam Tasya Devasya Seva. Tasya Devasya Seva means whatever activity you undertake, that must be towards him. And with the Arpana Buddhi, towards Bhagavan you undertake any activity. Because he is the Karmadhyaksha. He is the one who has as though made all the laws. And he is the protector of all those laws. He is the protector of Dharma. Based on the laws promulgated by him only, Dharma happens. And he is the one who will punish the adharmic people. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanadhaya sambhavami yuge yuge was the promise made by Bhagavan in the 4th chapter. And this mat karma is all activities towards him, kind of. That is, you must, when you come across some bhakta of Bhagavan, you must be reverential to that person, as though you are seeing Bhagavan. Mat karma krun, mat paramaha. Take me as the paramavadhi, not swargam, not other things. Kamatmanaha, swargaparaha. Don't be just like them. You try to grow out of that attitude of theirs. Mat karma krun, mat paramaha, mat bhaktaha. Be my bhakta. Sangavajjitaha. Get rid of attachment. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu. And don't entertain any attitude of vaira bhavana. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu. With everybody you come across. Sarvabhuteshu nirvairaha. Yaha, whoever is there. Saha, that person. Mameti Pandava. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu is indicative of the sannyasa ashrama. Sannyasa, when it was taken up by anybody, they have to make a promise, I believe, to themselves. And before they take to sannyasa, they would have performed their anteshti. Anteshti means what? They have to
last ritual.
As though their body is dead and gone, and anteshti is performed for the dead and gone body, and they make a promise. From me, there is nobody who needs fear. From me, nobody needs fear that I will compete. Nobody needs fear that I will harm them, etc. He has to make a promise. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu is kind of indicative of the sannyasi, of whom Bhagavan is going to talk very extensively in the next chapter. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu yaha, whoever is there, saha mameti Pandava. So all these things are the prerequisites for knowing Bhagavan, knowing yourself and thus knowing Bhagavan. Among all people, the one who does all action for my sake, for whom I am paramount, who is devoted to me, free from attachment and free from enmity, comes to me, Arjuna. Comes to me, Arjuna. Beautiful. Mat karma krun mat paramaha. Mat bhakta sangavajjitaha. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu yaha samameti pandava. Beautiful. Om Tatsat iti Srimad Mahabharate Shatasahasrikayam Samhitayam Vayasikhyam Srimad Bhishma Parvani Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Vishwarupa Darshana Yogo Nama Ekadashodhyayaha. Now, for want of time, I will just limit myself to the short form of the Gita Mahatyam. Tomorrow, we will chant the bigger form, okay? The short form of Gita Mahatyam. Yeah. Om Adha Shri Gita Mahatyam Gita Shastramidam Punyam Yapate Prayata Puman Vishnu Padamavapnoti Bhaya Shokadi Vajjitaha Gita Jayana Shilasya Pranayama Parasya Cha Naiva Santi Papani Purva Janma Krutani Cha Mala Nirmochanam Pumsam Jalasnanam Dine Dine Sakrudgitam Bhasisnanam Samsaramalanasanam Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanye Shastra Vistaraihi Yaswayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmadvinishrutaha Bharatamruta Sarvasvam Vishno Vaktradvinishrutam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Padho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahat Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Yeva Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani Karmapyekam Tasya Devasya Seva Karmapyekam Tasya Devasya Seva. And Bhagavan said what? Mat karma krun mat paramaha. Mat karma, it's not as though this poet has invented some vocabulary. Bhagavan uvacha, mat karma krun mat paramaha, mat bhakta bhava, sangavajjitaha bhava, nirvairaha bhava, sarvabhuteshu, and you will be mameti pandavayaha, samameti pandava. Adhadvadashodhyayaha, bhakti yogaha. Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktastvam Padyupasate Echapyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Veshamano Yemam Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te Me Yukta Tamamataha Etvaksharamanirdesyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gamachintyam cha kutasthamachalam dhruvam samniyam yendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayaha te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutahite rataha kleshodhikatarastesham avyaktasakta chetasam Avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavadbhiravapyate. We will take a bhakti yoga from tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts in the 11th chapter, in our discussions thus far? Any doubts? Now, if you don't have doubts, I got a question. 11th chapter is indicative of what kind of upasana?
Sagunopasana. No?
Very right. Very right. Sagunopasana. Okay. So because everything is seen, and what is seen is saguna. Guna sahitaha saguna and sagunopasana. Arjuna's question in the next chapter, in the 12th chapter, which we are going to take up from tomorrow, is indeed that Arjuna has asked Krishna, amongst those who do the sagunopasana of you and who otherwise do the nirgunopasana, who is better? Is the question of Arjuna in a nutshell, which we will take up tomorrow. Okay? Hari Om, everybody. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om, Dhanyavad Nana ji.
Hari Om, everybody.
Hari Om.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om.